Let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a family work for years toward a dream, only for a pack of rich, greedy vultures to swoop in and try to steal it at the last second? Because 15 years ago, my best friend, a mother of 5, almost lost the only home she could afford. And when the new owners tried to crush her, I gave them the most legal, most evil, and most satisfying revenge of my life. My name's Amy. I was 32 when all this went down. My best friend, Sarah, lived in one of the most expensive cities with her husband and their 5 kids. They rented a run-down 4-bedroom house. Peeling wallpaper, drains that smelled like swamp gas, a kitchen older than the moon. All for $400 a week, which was barely manageable even back then. The only blessing was their landlady, a sweet elderly woman who loved my friend's family. She froze their rent for 5 years and promised, "Save up for a loan, and when you're ready, the house will be yours." And Sarah trusted her. She always kept her word. So Sarah and her husband saved every penny for 5 long years. Finally, they had enough to buy the home. They told the old lady, and 2 days later, she passed away. Before anything was written down, before anything was official. I still remember the silence on the phone when Sarah told me, they weren't just losing their dream, they were losing their security, their stability, their future. The landlady's estate was split between her 4 adult children, all wealthy, all entitled, all dripping with that "why should we honor our mother's kindness?" attitude. But at first, they pretended to be nice. Yes, we'll still sell the house to you. Just wait for probate. So my friends waited, painted a few rooms, pulled down old wallpaper, started imagining a better life. Then probate ended, and the masks came off. My friends went to apply for the loan, and the bank rejected it. Why? Because the children quietly raised the price by $80,000. No warning, no explanation, no humanity. They also announced that the home would hit the open market in 7 days. If Sarah couldn't buy it by then, she'd lose it forever. And in that city with 5 kids, finding a new place they could afford was nearly impossible. They weren't just being greedy. They were willing to put 5 children at risk for a few extra $1,000s each. My hands shook with anger when she told me. That's when I knew. If they wanted a war, I'd give them one. I spent a whole night researching real estate psychology. What makes buyers run? What ruins an open house? What is totally legal but extremely effective? And I found my answer. We weren't going to break anything. We weren't going to damage anything. But we were going to make that house the last place anyone wanted to buy. A legal sabotage operation. And we had 7 days. Agents say declutter. So we did the opposite. We pushed furniture into the center of rooms, added bulky items, hung loud motorcycle memorabilia everywhere. Suddenly the house felt cramped, chaotic, suffocating. Perfect. Next came the smells. Sarah boiled a full head of cabbage on the stove for hours. We sprayed tiny amounts of ammonia near doors, enough to mimic the scent of neighborhood cats marking territory. And the masterpiece? 24 rotten eggs down the drain. Instant sewer gas nightmare. No damage, but absolutely revolting. We placed a moldy couch in the neighbor's yard, with their permission. It instantly made the street feel run down and sketchy. Then we texted everyone we knew with loud cars, beat-up cars, motorcycles that sounded like jet engines dying, and told them, drive by the house during the open inspection. Slowly. They agreed. Eagerly. My rugby team, full contact, big guys, big bikes, big personalities, agreed to come too. We set up a front yard barbecue with cheap beer. It looked like a rowdy biker gathering. Smoke in the air. Motorcycles rumbling. Loud laughter spilling into the street. Buyers want a peaceful street? Not today. The open house looked like a parade of chaos. People walked in, took one sniff, and practically ran back out. One woman sat in her car staring at the barbecue crowd, then drove away without even unbuckling her seatbelt. Only one buyer stayed longer than 2 minutes. He chatted with one of the biker rugby guys, who casually said, "Oh yeah, we're out here every couple weeks for parties. And careful with the drains, they back up all the time." The buyer went pale. Left. No offer. By the end of the day, the only offer submitted was from my friend. And thanks to strict anti-gazumping laws, once she signed the paperwork and paid the deposit, the owners legally couldn't accept any other offer. Not even the $30,000 higher offer that came hours later. When they found out, I hope someone saw their faces, because their greed lost them thousands. And my friend's family? They got their home, their stability, their future, without being bullied out of it. Sometimes the little people aren't as powerless as the wealthy think. Sometimes justice looks like cabbage water, biker jackets, and very smelly drains. But justice is justice. And this time, we won.